You're listening to the Complex Action Actual Play Podcast. Wata, Throwback, and Elric do some good old-fashioned scouting on foot of that BlueData building. Then, they go get some dirt on a security guard so that they'll have a way in. Well, you guys
please
have
enjoy
rented
episode
a black
39,
sedan, so
worth every
Throwback
Nuyen penny.
And Elric and Wata are headed to this place. You guys, all your names are on the guest list, so to speak. And you go through the wall. You have to travel through the wall, of course, to get to BlueData. You've taken this route before. You guys are reminded of the last time you went to BlueData on the way to and on the way back after breaking into the other half of BlueData to do things about a month or a month and a half ago. But now you're going back into the other, more secure half.
Do you want me to drive?
I'll have similar preparations than I had before, ready to go for this. And yes, I would love it if we had you driving.
If you
have
need
to
to
wait
get
in
out
the car,
of there quick.
but
I'm not going
it'd be good to have you nearby.
And Leroy, can you back us up too?
I could be nearby, I guess.
Or maybe in the vehicle with Payday so you can deploy you quickly? Or you want to come in with us?
I mean, didn't you already make the appointment like a week ago?
Yeah, but we're not going in.
Yeah, never mind. Just hang out nearby, whatever.
Okay. There's a bar right down the street.
All right, you guys are there. You pull up and press the button and tell them your names, I assume, correct?
Yep.
We do.
All right, they buzz you on in, and the metal arm lifts up. You'll notice as you come in, I'm pulling up some information here.
Are you taking Eon with you, Throwback?
Totally. If Payday will give her up. It's important that she gets an idea of what the layout of this place is going to be like.
He begrudgingly does so.
I promise him another chicken sandwich.
You can't steal my partner in your fancy cyber deck and then just give me chicken sandwiches.
We'll see about that. Thanks, Payday.
Nice. We got Eon backing us up.
So as you guys go through, you see what you're passing through. The entries are the whole area is walled off by like a 1.5 meter wall, and it's very much like a heavy duty anti-vehicle kind of barrier. You know, it's intended to block that kind of stuff. And there's razor wire fencing that goes higher than the wall, probably about 3 meters tall, right behind that. And so definitely very secured in that regard. And you go through this arm, you buzz yourself in, give them your name, they open it up and let you in. You can park in there and head right in. Do you take any detours on the way into the lobby?
Straight and narrow. What do you say, Wata?
Hold on. When we're in the vehicle, I'm going to go ahead and shift to astral perception and see what's around me.
There is not, I'll give it to you, there's not a lot around you. You've been here quite a bit in the astral plane. You've been here at least more than once, and nothing looks any different. This most recently you've been to this place in particular in the astral plane, and nothing looks any different. There's no noticeable like sentient astral security. There's no magicians or spirits or anything that you can see.
Okay, at this point then I'm going to concentrate and cast a 4/6 spatial sense spell. Not a bad roll, 4 hits, so basically out 240 meters radius around me, I get 4 hits worth of detail. I guess lots of detail about the map and layout, including hidden locations and things. I don't get where people are or anything that points out and describes what things are, but I do get a pretty good map as long as I'm sustaining the spell from the point of my position. I'm not sure if that's going to catch the data building in the back or not.
Once you get in to closer to the building, that actually will show you the ground floor at least of that building. You said 240 meters?
Yeah, it's an extended spell.
Okay, yeah, so you can see that the ground floor of the area that's out past in the other building, and everything you're seeing matches up with maps that you've seen before, but you're getting like filled in details of that other building as you go in there, and it's a lot of it looks like a lot of office building or office space that is in that part, at least on the ground level.
Ian, can I have your help with something?
Absolutely, Stretch.
So, the spell that I have gives me a lot of detailed map about the area, but it's something of magic, so it fades from my memory as soon as I stop casting it. I was thinking if I could maybe fill you in with little details while you had your map, and I might be able to update it.
Like
And
what
I
we
thought
did
you might be
before.
able to, help me draw in some more details on it.
You did my
Based on-
best.
Okay, so if you could have that ready, and I don't know, I'll see if I can do what I can. I've got a subvocal mic on this micro transceiver. Wata's going to be drawing plenty of attention, I'm sure.
This should be interesting.
Yeah, we got this. It'll be fun. It's just a scouting run.
All right. So you walk into the lobby and you'll notice that there's a camera faced at the door. I'm gonna give you most of any of the obvious stuff because I'm assuming that the point of you being here is to look for this stuff, right?
Totally.
I just want to interject and say that I took a tab of Psyche in the vehicle before getting out,
Okay.
and I am astrally perceiving, so I don't want to walk through any fab fields while sustaining a spell and not know it.
Absolutely. So you'll see that there's a camera that is trained on at least the main door. That's what you've seen there. Actually, everyone go ahead. I want to just have an idea of who's perceptive and who's not. Just give me a general perception test for everyone and tell me what how everybody is in that regard, including you guys in the parking lot, because there might be stuff in the parking lot that you might notice.
Ooh, all right.
Not at all.
0 hits.
Is he talking to this woman or this dude,
Right.
Alex?
Fair enough.
Throwback got 4 hits for visual on the inside.
I have 2 hits, and I'm shifting back and forth into astral perception and occasionally trying to update the map that Eon's got.
Sure.
I got 2 hits as I'm in a little bar place getting a chicken sandwich.
From the parking lot, Payday gets 3 hits.
Okay. Payday, you'll notice in the parking lot that there are on the wall that the barrier that surrounds the whole parking lot and the whole facility in general. Periodically, there are cameras on the wall that are pointed. They're cameras. There's
Periodically, like as if.
like every how many meters? I've got it written down here.
Oh, just like spaced out.
Yeah, that's what I mean by periodically. There's just every X number of meters there's a camera on top of the wall.
All right.
Throwback, you'll notice that you'll see the camera that you walked in. You notice there's a guard outside that's just casually walking around, and he's got a dog with him. When you walk in, you'll also, as you guys end up walking around, you'll notice that every so often there seem to be cameras on the inside as well, and there are 2 security guards at the desk that you guys are about to go to, and they have a dog inside as well.
I sense them and the dog.
Nothing crazy. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Well, I certainly want to know if they're magically active or shapeshift or is anything weird that stands out, but...
No, there's no crazy magic stuff anyway.
Also, are they very heavily cybered? They've got a bit of cyber. I'm not going to care too much one way or another, but if I see them with next to no essence for every security guard, that's a pretty dead giveaway.
What's your sensing roll?
I guess it'd be 3 for one, 4 for another, and 2 for the dog.
The guards have cyberware, and the dog also has cyberware. Are you interested in more detail beyond that?
Like a lot or not much?
Hold on.
Are we talking half essence or next to nothing essence?
Their essence is there. It's a decent amount, but it's not ultra weak or anything. If you want to know, let me see one thing.
That's good enough.
Yeah, okay.
They're decently cybered.
Yeah, they're not lightly cybered, let me put it that way. But I wouldn't say they're, on the verge of zombies or anything.
All right, good. That tells me what I need to know. Again, I continue kind of shifting back to astral perception and keeping an eye on things, but then going back, updating the map. Jan,
Sure.
I'll try to time any sort of subvocal muttering with when Wata's doing some actual talking.
Okay, well, you guys get to the desk, and the security guard looks right at you and says, "Can I help you?"
Wata.
Yeah, so I was confused.
Yes, I can help you. And how can I help you?
We need to see Alex.
Alex, do you have an appointment?
Ooh, Alex Treviston? Sorry, Janice was a little confusing with the name.
Traverston, yes. Oh,
Traverston.
you, Oceana Dennis and Company? He says, looking at,
Yes,
like, a terminal.
We're with the the Buchanan Horizon Group.
Yes, that's right. You just checked in. I'm sorry. The information's coming in now. Yes, let me contact Alex real fast. And he does that. And very quickly, the door opens off to the side. There's, it's a larger lobby area, and you would have to, swipe a security badge to get through, sort of like it's not, imagine where there, if there were a turnstile, but the turnstile is not there. It's just, you just have to swipe something, and you've seen people walk through, they swipe a badge, it turns green, and it allows them to walk through without, an alarm going off or something.
Just to be clear, Elric is not wearing his normal outfit. He's wearing the kind of clothing that if you went to a department store and bought like a cheap button-down shirt and on tie and slacks and the cheapest dress shoes you could find that fit. That's kind of what he's wearing now.
Sure, yeah. So Alex rushes out and says, and sees you and says, is this Oceana Dennis? He's obviously looking at like a note in AR.
Yes, Oceana DNA.
Excellent. You're here to talk to us about potential business with us. I've been told.
Yes, we're starting a small offshoot business called Buchanan Horizon Group. We just got all our paperwork and getting it clarified this week. It's been chaos to try to get something up this fast. And naturally, first thing we need is to secure the data that we're about to pull in as part of a transaction with a smaller business.
Yes, absolutely. Data security is very important in this day and age with any kind of business, and that's what we here at BlueData are here to provide. We provide data services to everyone, large and small businesses, whatever your data security needs are. We like to think that we offer a package for anybody and their needs.
Yeah, so we just want to do a quick tour of the building, check it out. You were speaking really highly of, and I was curious what it looks like. I'm not really familiar with a lot of data, things like this, but I do have my consultant here who is going to be asking probably most of the questions and taking care of most of the technical things for me. I'm looking more for the sales part of it, and will need at the end of this, if we can, get quick invoices and some estimates for what we're looking for. He can help with that, and she pats Throwback on the shoulder as if his job is all the technical thing.
Right. He looks at Throwback and he says, "You must be." I think my notes here say that Mason Matthews is supposed to be your. Is that who you are?
Yeah, Throwback Channel looks up and gives a bit of a nod.
And so that means you must be Jake Smalls, and he extends his hand to Elric.
Yes.
Sorry,
Yeah.
he's my intern for the summer. He's still very new, but he's very sweet.
I kind of look at him and focus a bit, and I have 5 hits to ascend him.
He's mundane.
Okay, I'm pretty sure he's not a texter. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. I hope that we can give you all the information that you need. If you have any questions on the tour today, please don't hesitate to ask. We're here to let you know what kind of security you can expect by allowing us to hold on to your data here at BlueData. Data security is our business, and we take that responsibility incredibly seriously.
Don't mind me. I'm just a third-party security consultant.
Absolutely, but everybody's concerns are our concerns, and we would like to, anybody who has any questions. And he starts to take you on a tour. First, he takes you to just quickly, like the door that he came out. He says, "This is generally where our conference areas are. We, when we meet with clients or we have meetings or anything like that, off our executives upstairs or anybody who needs to make use of these conference areas, they come down here. These are that." And he takes you the other side of the building on the front floor. He says, "This is our training area," and he actually takes you into there. Both sides, in this main area, there are kind of aside from the main door that you came through, there are 3 kind of ways to go. There are these 2 wings, one of which he's already pointed to, which is where he came from and where there are some conference areas, and that has a magnetic maglock key, pass key that you'd have to use to get through. The other place he's about to take you also does as well, and he swipes it when he goes in there, and he tells you this is their training area, and he shows you, there are some classes in training and everything. He's trying to show you that they take on-site training very seriously, all that kind of stuff. But once you get in there, you notice that's the only door to get into that wing. There's cameras and stuff that show. It looks like there's cameras and stuff that kind of keep an eye on almost everything in the area or everywhere that you guys go.
I'm going to try, if I can, if we're going to get kind of anywhere near where we'll be a little bit closer toward the ground floor and kind of, again, closer to where the other attached building is, I'd like to see if I can't let Wata know through subvocally over comms that I need to step aside and have that bathroom break.
Okay, you guys get...
Seriously, we're in the middle of...
Like, I don't say it outright. You get a private message.
Alex, do you have a bathroom or something somewhere? We fortunately had too much coffee this morning. I should look kind of down at Elric a little.
I understand completely. Yes, we've got some restrooms over here near our cafeteria area, actually, which is close to where this hallway is, and that's where you guys were headed. And
perfect. Do you have some soy caps on hand by chance that I could get a cup while we?
We've always got it brewing. Our programmers are just addicted to the stuff. So.
Oh, it's awesome. Do you have those like little robots that come around and give everybody their favorite flavors in the morning?
We don't. We have a room where people can get a multitude of different flavors. Yes, but no, we don't have anything like that. Do you guys where you work?
They're fantastic. We're going to get one. We've got one on order this week. It's awesome. They're these little drones. They're only about yay high, like a dwarf or so, and they just roam around and we'll have they memorize everybody's coffee based on their purchases, and just will make it for you immediately before you even get there. It's great. You just show up at your desk. There it is.
Wow, that is incredible. I'm gonna have to talk to some people in employee satisfaction about that.
It's been improved our productivity so much that people don't have to actually walk to a break room. They talk less. They don't gossip as much and spend time wasted.
Now is a perfect time for Elric to walk away, by the way.
Yeah, he's definitely not there for this conversation. So I'm going to go and find a bathroom stall.
Okay.
And I'm going to figure about how many meters away I am from that building.
You're decently close. I don't know. Tell me how far you're hoping that you'll be away, or is this going to determine like a force of the spell or something like that?
I think force times a magic rating is how many meters away I can get with my spell. So how far away on the spatial extended sense map thingy that I have should tell me how big of a spell I might need to cast.
You're probably between 20 and 30 meters away from the entrance to that part of the building.
Hold on, I haven't used the spell very often before. Force times magic meters. It's from the target spell. Okay, so the hits determine the detail, the force, and magic determine the range. Got it. So I'm thinking, force 6 should certainly get it within that basic range, but I might need to look a little bit farther. So, is the terrain code of spell is 3? I'll go with force 8.
All right.
And I will use reagents to limit myself to 6 hits.
Elric, do you really think that this is a time to deal with your bodily functions?
I'm trying to concentrate here. And I get 4 hits. So, let's see, 8 times 6 is, I can go up to 48 meters away. They have essentially the invisible eye. So I'm going to use that to scout through down the hallway and look past it to see what the building is like. Actually look inside the area and start looking around and see what we need to see about what's there.
Sure. The important information that you'll find there is that, just as described, there is an entrance with a maglock, passkey sort of thing, with a guard standing there. There's a hallway with another key at the end, and when you get into the area, it looks like mostly just like office areas from what you can see, but you can actually see there's an elevator that leads below ground, which you can't get to with this spell, but you can see that the elevator is very near because on the other end of the hallway it opens up into sort of a lobby area, and one of the doors that leads off of this lobby area leads to an elevator that seems to be able to go down.
I'm going to take as long a bathroom break as is believable, because I'm going to be trying to verbally fill Eon in subvocally of the details that I'm picking up so that she can update the map.
Sure. While he is in the bathroom, Alex is telling Throwback and Wata about this part of the tour, and he says, through this door is our data facility. This is actually not included on our tour. It takes the only people who are allowed in here are people who pass a pretty significant background check and have clearance in there, which is something that our customers appreciate. We only let very select personnel into the data center itself. Not just our data is not only secured there, but our research and development for various different means of projects that we're working on are done in there. So it's a very secure facility, and that's exactly where your data is held. It's not easy to get in there, even for our employees. They check in at one point during the day. When they arrive, they come through this employee. They have to swipe their badge, which is only employees that have that clearance to come into our data facility are able to make it in here. And they have to do it again at the other end of the hallway. This is, again, security is incredibly important for us here at BlueData. Your data is our data, and that's the way we feel about it. The only time that there's almost always 2 guards here. The only time that there wouldn't be is 2 times. One, they're switching the security, which on this end of the building, on the less secure, on the tower side of the building on the hallway, that happens a couple of times throughout the day, and it only happens once on the other end of this hallway. And also during certain select holidays and evenings, we will have in the nighttime we will have 1 security personnel on the data facility side of the hallway just to do that. But still, anybody who were to come through in off hours still has to swipe through both things. Our data centers, our servers are actually located underground. Again, a higher level of clearance is required to go into the elevator that takes you underground, and it requires actually a special type of security to go through there. We have to have any individual who wants to access that elevator has to access it with their security badge simultaneously at the same time as our security guard. They have to actually allow them access to the elevator itself. But once in the elevator, they can get down into the areas that they need to get to.
Dual encryption on the elevators?
Yes, it's just a simultaneous sort of extra level of security.
Right. I mean that seems safe.
Again, security is of the utmost importance to us. We've just recently acquired contracts from Horizon in Colombia, and just about a year ago, and they've been incredibly happy with, as you know, with all of the types of business that Horizon does here in Colombia and worldwide. Data is incredibly important to them, and they've entrusted us with the security of their data in this part of the world. So we're very proud of that, and the type of security that we have is in no small no small part in us getting that type of business, and hopefully yours as well.
So after updating the map with Eon, Elric is going to sort of pause for a moment and then say, actually, Eon, if you wouldn't mind, I actually do have some physical matters to tend to before I can back out.
Physical matters? Oh, you
Yes,
actually...
just think of it as emptying the recycling bin.
You understand that I can't actually see that, right?
No, you can't?
She winks to Elric. I'll be outside.
Alex, was it?
Yes, Alex Traverston.
Mr. Traverston. There was a note about something particular that we wanted to look into. I'm sure you got it.
And what would that be?
Throwback kind of like squints harder, as if he doesn't want to say the AI storage.
Oh, yes. I do have a note here about so you're interested in artificial intelligence storage. What is, if I might ask, you seem to... Would you like to go to another room and talk about this, or are you just...
The fact of the matter is, as secure of a location as we're dealing with here, you can understand the importance of the care that would be needed to go into caring for such a thing. Is your facility equipped? Do you have 24/7, working employees, maintenance in the data storage? I kind of look towards the hallway.
As I said, in the evenings, the both doors are still require the appropriate access levels to activate, and we do have one of our security guards in the evenings on duty. During the day, when there are plenty of employees coming in and out and all around the building, that's when we have two that are here. During the day when there's so many people here, that's when we feel like that is important. Not many people are allowed down into the servers, so once we feel that getting into our data facility is the very difficult part. Once you're in, you shouldn't be getting in here unless you're absolutely,
We mentioned it shares space with a work center. What was it, R&D or something? How active are we talking about that? We just don't want anybody tampering or being tempted to tamper with what is not theirs.
I understand completely. The R&D facilities don't. That is our most secure area in terms of the number of personnel that are actually working there. That is the highest level of security. And if you have any data that is there, if you have anything projects that you're commissioning or having worked on there, it is by far the most secure part of our facility. There aren't very many people that are working there, and in off hours there's basically nobody. In order for people to be working there in non-business, non-standard work hours, they have to requisition that time and have it on file so it can be audited and whatnot.
But I'm sure there's security staff on site to secure their project.
Again, the one I cannot emphasize enough how difficult it is to get into this. The only way in and out is this hallway. There are no other doors on the outside, so that's why the two security doors and the security guard there, he patrols the security if necessary, but it's next to impossible to get into these facilities.
Well, then let's talk specs, and Throwback will begin to just rattle off computer specs and hardware, things like that to secure.
Yeah, and he responds with
files
canned responses and everything. So
yeah, just very quickly, getting away from the fact that we just talked about security for 4 minutes while Elric was in the bathroom and focused back on hardware stuff.
Yeah, Elric eventually comes out of the bathroom.
Empty bladder.
Evidence deposited.
All right, so he says, well, let's carry on, and he takes you up into the tower, and on one floor he stops at one floor and says that he wants to show you a little bit of what the developers do, and just what he's just showing you a little bit more, just a sample of what goes on in the tower, and tells you go ahead.
Since I've got it going, I'm gonna keep my clairvoyance spell up and occasionally shift my attention into rooms that are beyond closed doors. See if I might be able to get an idea of if there's any sort of very obvious security nerve center room or anything that might stand out of interest to me who knows nothing about office politics and how that sort of thing works, but might notice something like hunter-killer drones stashed somewhere here or there. I'll use my way of looking to check out nooks and crannies that my spatial sense is tipping me off to.
Yeah, it doesn't seem nothing stands out to you in that regard, but Leroy has security procedures and stuff like that, right? Why don't you roll that for me?
Yeah.
I'm probably occasionally bumping into things and seeming rather distracted.
This sounds important, so I'm gonna go ahead and edge that.
Sure.
4 hits.
Yeah, you as you're sitting in the parking lot and getting feeds from different places or doing whatever it is that you're doing, you happen to notice that, cameras and stuff, whatever, patrolling security out there. But on the sort of like west end of the parking lot, there is a separate building that is connected to the wall. It's not one of the main entrances or anything like that, but if you can imagine, I've described that you have the less secured half of the campus, and then you have the tower half of the campus that you guys are in right now, and that tower half is what is walled off. Well, the wall, so obviously there's a wall that separates the less secure half from the more secure half, and on that wall that separates them, there is a smaller building, and Leroy kind of sort of realizes that is probably where the security is, like the nerve center, so to speak, of the security. That's where it's being monitored and deployed and everything. There seems to be like an SUV that's over there that could be deployed with people in it or something like that.
I'll go ahead and pass that all along.
All right, and eventually the tour is over, and Alex says, "I hope we've answered any questions that you have, and I hope we can count on your business in the future." She says, looking at Oceana, or he says,
Alex. Oh, sorry, Oceana will shake Alex's hand. I do appreciate all that you've done here. We'll be in contact. Also, I will send you my contact number if you could get me invoices or just quick. I'll get you the data on what the sizes that we need, but if you could just give me some quick invoices for your plans once you have that would be excellent.
Yeah, we'll definitely have our underwriters and whatnot take a look at any of the information that you send me, and we'll get you estimates out as soon as we possibly can.
Perfect. We're good here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. He goes back from whence he came.
All right, so the security in the data center itself is light. It's just this one very long single entry point that's going to pose a problem.
If we can control their communications from that point, we can have all the time in the world to do what we want to do down there.
I feel like there's something we're missing, because if they were this easy, then why haven't they been hit a million times before?
Yeah, that's a good point.
What about leverage on the guards? I like Leroy's angle about looking into who the guards are as people, and maybe we can find some leverage on them and get them to work with us when the time comes. We don't have to worry about a paper trail if they are concerned about whatever it is we make them concerned about.
Could do that. It's just a risk, right? Because if we go to approach them and they don't buckle, then they're going to probably tell somebody what's going on. But if we make it count...
Worth a try, I think. And they still don't know what our actual objective was. Still don't let him know that we were after that one file. I was also thinking, Leroy said he pointed out all those cameras all over the place. Maybe we can get some sort of its distraction going on, like, maybe a bunch of AR graffiti technomancers come by and start fragging with stuff around the area. That may well draw the attention of security nearby, but without them actually being threatening enough to call in high threat response. Maybe the cops get called. They're good at like the hit and fade kind of operations, right? They just make it so that maybe I don't know, some cheap porn comes through the camera feeds on one side that's totally away from where we're trying to even do the run. Silly ideas, things like that.
Get Blue Heron as technomancers involved, maybe.
Right, exactly. We get them involved in the run. They're already invested in it. Maybe we can even get them to do it for free. What do you think?
It's kind of direct that those types like. They're a gang. So
exactly.
That's a good idea, Stretch. That'd be a great distraction.
We're not asking them to stick their necks out and actually, be under physical fire, but man, if they can just cause a ruckus nearby, that could really give us the right hole we need to slip in. And hopefully we have some leverage on the one or two guards that's going to be running the place to get them to keep their mouths shut, so that when we're going through the place, we have all the time in the world to deal with it. Throwback and Eon can loop cameras and edit out any signs of our presence, and if it gets loud in some way, which it certainly will, I'm sure at some point, we go ahead and we burn the certain files that we did, and we make it look as professional as possible. But of course, they never know what we're really there for.
You think he's gonna get his people involved?
I think so. I mean, it sounds like a fun night of the town for a technomancer gang, don't you think? We're not asking them to actually attack the place, just frag with them and make some noise in the area.
And he's pretending that the reason why he wants all this information is Haley anyway. So
yeah.
If he cares so damn much, maybe he can put his own neck out for once. Little freak.
Yeah, and we get our distraction for free.
I guess it's worth a phone call.
That's a good point. You actually think there's any information about your friend Haley in here anyways? Or is he
Not
just
a damn chance we're being
twisted
used.
our arm again?
So Throwback, Eon, can you find anything about who these security guards are? Who they are, personally, anything about their lives, personal addresses, anything we can go on, or we can take to someone that can get us more information, that we can find out who they are and what's important to them.
Yeah, I feel like payroll's going to be locked up tight, but I can hit my info broker if they've got any information like this floating on the open market. He'll have it for us.
We could just follow a guy or two home from work.
Yeah, but we need the right guys, not just people who work there. We need the one or two guys that are going to be working, security overnight.
How dirty do you think these guys could possibly be being vetted for a secure data security project like this?
sounded like they went through quite the checklist and background history things.
Yeah,
No,
well,
he
if that-
vetted.
they're not dirty, maybe they have some other vulnerability. I mean, all you need to do is show them a picture of some little kid that
You can
they
show them
care
a picture
about.
of Stretch.
No one
Haha.
wants to see that.
Very funny. No, I mean, someone has a niece or something. You just take a picture of the kid at the playground. You show them that picture, tell them to keep quiet for at least a couple of weeks, and nothing bad happens on the playground. Never actually go near the kid or hurt anybody, but I mean, yeah, it feels kind of dirty, but it's a lot better than taking the guy out, right?
No, I'm good with it.
If they're dirty, then that's even easier. We slip them some Nuyen.
Yeah, let me call BMW, see if they can get the ball rolling.
Unrelated, Stretch. It occurs to me that you don't realize that you are operating with the stock version of your persona. You really should get that customized.
The what?
Your persona, it's stock.
I don't think I know what you mean.
Out of the box, not customized.
What are we talking about? Oh, my.
Remember when I said that I couldn't actually see you?
Oh, yeah. One time I spent 3 hours making this really detailed one that looked really cool, and the next time I booted up my comm, like it was just gone and back to the stock one again. I don't get it.
She frowns.
So you're calling BMW?
Yeah, Throwback will excuse himself and get some privacy. I'm gonna call up BMW, see if he can help us out.
All right, BMW is an info broker, as you know, but he's a Deckery info broker. He's a troll. He's got three horns actually. He's kind of lanky and short for a troll, and also kind of has semi riddled with acne and everything. But he seems to be unaware and blissfully unaware of what kind of physical shortcomings in his appearance, and he likes to. He's very unkempt in his appearance usually. It doesn't look like he often maybe leaves the crap hole that he lives in. But he answers and he says, "Hey, BMW."
W, you're always reliable. I'm glad you're home. Listen, I got a thing, and this one's kind of crazy. So you really got to come through for us.
Oh boy, last time I talked to you, you wanted me to get you info about off the stars host.
Yeah, and that came through square. We really appreciate that. This one, and you got to keep this quiet, is about we're just looking for a couple of names and maybe some information of a couple of employees of a company.
I keep everything quiet. What are you talking about, Throwback?
You got anything on BlueData?
BlueData. They're a big dogs in town. What do you need? You need some employees that work at BlueData?
We're trying to figure out security rosters for that big old tunnel right
security.
between the campus buildings.
Ooh, nice. Security, that's a different... They contract that out to that, what is it?
Oh, CSS, you're right.
Yep, Cypress Security. That's a different beast altogether. You need somebody who works there, someone who has a specific
We
post.
need to know who's contracted. Yeah, who's contracted to the BlueData campus, and I need dirt so that we can exploit.
You looking for anybody?
Anybody from CSS who's working in the BlueData campus. Yeah.
All right. I can probably figure something out. Yeah, I think I got some tendrils I can pull on, some threads I can yank on, and for Cypress, it's gonna cost you. This is not gonna be, these guys are serious.
No, I know. Let's just call it double, and you can keep the extra for the effort if you can find me some dirt on these people.
Hey, you're speaking my language. That's Nuyen.
Yes, hard Nuyen. I'm coming through these days. I'm a pretty big deal. So I feel like, you're helping me. I'm going to start helping you, and we can get something going in the future.
Hey, I'm always looking for ways to expand and diversify my revenue streams. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so if I were to maybe bring you something, you'd be interested in buying it too?
I'm always interested.
All right, cool. You let me know what you can find. We need it soonish. Definitely sooner rather than on the later.
All right, I'll see what I can do for you, Throwback. I'll find some data for you and I'll invoice you.
Sounds good. Thanks, W.
He hangs up.
Nobody says bye in this world.
Nope.
Not a chance.
And I'll fill in the team. Guys looking into it. It sounded like he had a couple of leads he's to follow up. Should hopefully have something we can pull for your blackmail strategy here soon.
So tell
Nice.
me more specifically, what kind of information are you hoping to get?
Elric wants to find something we can try to hold over the guards' heads to hopefully get them to comply with basically getting us into the facility and either just looking the other way or not reporting it or just buying us time in the facility. So we're looking for something we can hold over the guards. So we need to know who they are and if they have any dirty secret.
Yeah, something like I'm not figuring it's enough for them to set up ahead of time, but if we show up with a gun in their face and it's like get killed anyway, or hey, we blackmail you and here's a few hundred Nuyen or something, we have enough to help push the scale over them, not ratting us out. It gives us more flexibility with our mission plan. So if one of them has, a family member we can potentially suggest might be in danger if he doesn't comply, or if they have a gambling problem, or anything we can grab onto and use as leverage. If we give Wata that kind of ammo, there's no way she's going to miss.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Not even necessarily dirt. It could just be something exploitable.
Exactly. Kind of like that time Leroy snuck into that guy's house and we copied his key card.
That was a fun day.
Brilliant.
He just is sitting somewhere and takes a big old bite out of his chicken sandwich. He's like, I should send a picture of this to Payday. Like, completely oblivious to everybody just talking about him.
All right, well, you'll eventually get a call back from BMW.
What you got?
And this is probably like the next day or something like that. And he says, "Throwback, I got what you." It's some low down, dirty dirt on some people. Some guy who works in Cypress. These guys are not easy to find stuff on. You gotta dig deep because these guys are like super loyal, red, white, and blue. Sieg Heil kind of crazy people who have loyalty out the yin yang to and are super professional. This is gonna cost you. I'm saying that it's gonna cost you.
Yeah, Throwback kind of like gulps, like at the realization, and we're like, yeah. I mean, we're good for it. It's coming in.
Okay. No, I mean, if we're talking about, well, yeah. So it's gonna cost you probably about 4,500 Nuyen.
How long have we known each other?
This is some. You're gonna like what you hear. I know you gotta trust me, and that's what we have known each other. But you're gonna like what you hear. It's worth every penny. We don't even use pennies anymore. Why is that an expression?
We don't use pennies anymore. No, it's a weird expression. They were like really small and awkward. 45. Okay. All right, but this better be dirty.
All right. So here's the deal. I'm buying time to pull up.
Did you not write it down again, BMW? Told you don't have a good memory. You have to write this track down.
No, it's really dirty. Just wait.
There you
Hold
go.
on. I need to make up whatever the guy tells you in exchange for some Nuyen, which is totally just completely fabricated nonsense.
I had to find a name. I had to generate a name. That's all.
Did you use the thing I gave you?
I did, and holy cow, this thing! I just clicked.
It's awesome.
It's way better than a name generator. I clicked on the link thinking I'd have to like fill out some extra information and then just to get a name. I clicked on the link and I've got like an entire dossier on this fake person.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good. I'm keeping that link.
Which one is this?
It's in the spoiler Discord.
All right, he says, so there's this guard named James Thomas, and he, well, you know about Cypress, right? They're let's just say they only employ humans. Okay, not unusual in Colombia, but they're pretty. It's like in their business plan. Well, Mr. Thomas here happens to word is, and I've got some pretty good evidence here of it, some pictures and everything for you. Mr. Thomas here happens to make some stops every now and then to Northeast Colombia out there in the Sandwood location, where the Geisha Casino Hotel is. The Golden Geisha Casino. Well, they've got their their Geisha services there, ladies of the night, and they offer all shapes and sizes. And this guy happens to take a liking to one particular orc woman. Okay, now these people, these Cypress security people, they're not just employed by racist motherfraggers who don't want anything to do with anybody but humans, but they live the whole life. Okay, it's you're living in a Cypress housing with Cypress neighbors and Cypress barbecues and Cypress Cypress all the way, and it's all human all the way. All right, but this guy's also married, and he's got a daughter, and he's out here. This is like extra layers of controversy. You know what I'm saying?
He probably really wouldn't want the fact that he fancies the orc variety to be known, huh?
Not just would he not want his wife and children to know, or child to know, that he's venturing outside of the family, but that it's also an orc woman.
Perfect.
It breaks up the family. It maybe even loses his job. I mean, this is, what I tell you, worth every Nuyen penny, right?
I have to go wash my hands. This is too dirty.
I do my job well, Throwback.
I couldn't say it better I couldn't say it better myself.
You don't need to say it better. That's exactly the way.
You do in fact remind me most of the times. It was good stuff. I appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Yep, I'll send you the information over, including those pictures.
Pictures are going to be perfect.
Pleasure doing business, Throwback.
You too, and then I hang up.
He was just, you just missed the first time he ever was going to say
He was
goodbye
about to say, we had finally made that connection, and then I just hang up in his face. Lost the loyalty increase.
Nuyen penny is my favorite, new phrase.
There you go.
Nuyen pennies, only if their heads up.
Yeah, really good cred stick that's, shaped like a penny. All right, yeah, so I'm going to go wash my hands, and then when I come back to the team, we'll forward the files and say, everybody, I would like you to meet Mr. Was it James Thomas?
Indeed.
I feel like that's the name of a singer. I'd like you to meet Mr. James Thomas. He fancies orcs.
There's some good-looking orc ladies out there.
Oh, right. No, that's not the weird part. He works for Cypress Security. They're racist.
Oh, I think I follow you now.
Wait, racist like dragons racist, or racist like guys in a camp with orcs trying to fight each other like dogs racist?
We're gonna cocks his head when you say dragons racist. No, just they're humans, and they really just like humans, like a lot.
Like most of the fraggers here.
Yeah, but it's kind of a point of pride for them. So Mr. Thomas, who's happily married and with a daughter, he might not like the photographs that we have available to us now, thanks to my friend.
You actually have pictures.
There's a lot of them.
Don't think we need to look at them.
What are they really good?
What are you on today?
Maybe Wata, you should look through them so you can figure out which ones are going to have the most psychological impact for your
No, I'm not really into porn. I think so.
I'm not saying you're into it. It's
no, give them here.
If anybody's going to look at him, it should be the person who's going to be using him to lean on the guy with, right?
Oh no,
I don't know,
Payday.
he's really into them.
Payday, we don't want you to have to do any work for this free job, so you it's fine. We'll take care of going through the picture.
No, this part will be a pleasure.
All right. So who is this guy? What does he do there? Is he one of the? I hope he's one of the guards we need.
Yeah, James Thomas, Cypress Security, security guard, and presumably works in the tunnel. If not, I'm sure they kind of have access. So we just need to get him and get him to get us into the tunnel.
Oh, frag! Yeah, with this we can compromise him completely and have him work for us, get us in.
At least to that elevator, yeah.
All you really need is into that elevator. Then, you're going to have to take it from there.
Well, with Eon's help, we should be able to get past that dual encryption.
Yeah, we bring him in on this both ways. He's on site, and if we get nabbed, he's incriminated with us as part of that job. If he doesn't help us, of course, we let his buddies know. Wata, are you at all skilled at reeling people in and doing this kind of stuff to them? Because I don't think it's just a matter of showing him some pictures and telling him to do what we want.
What is I need to do that?
Well, also figure on, you're probably the kind of person that he is,
Wata narrows her eye, as if daring you to say something.
Meaning, you are... He would probably really like the way you look because of his tendencies, of course, not in a way that he would publicly admit. So that's something you can.
As Elric just keeps talking,
Wata
Wata flips
right?
the tip of her finger off and just let the whip out there.
Wait, what did she do with it?
Just flip the tip of my finger off and let the whip curl out. I'm not interested.
I'm what?
You don't have to be.
Eon is actually scowling at Elric right now.
I don't get it. What did I say?
He's not seducing anyone, Elric.
What? I was not suggesting that. I was not for frag's sake. No. Okay. Please don't kill me.
This is my favorite
That is not
run.
what I meant.
I like the
curling the back into her finger.
I like
No,
the idea
I'm-
that in the background, Payday and
I'm-
Leroy are just having a beer over this.
I'm just saying that he will probably just be naturally inclined to do whatever you want him to do. So you can use that on him, right? On top of the fact that we can frag with him with the information. I mean, you're going to have to be the one doing all the, using this stuff as a weapon to turn him into our access key.
He apparently likes this Golden Geisha hotel service, in case that helps.
You can just catch him in the act if you want. Should emphasize the point.
Oh, we got him in about 20 different acts in that photo album.
I think we're covered as far as evidence
Alright.
goes.
Let's just go talk to him then.
I mean, is it something you feel comfortable doing?
Oh yeah, I've been big and scared for a long time. It's no problem.
Sweet.
Never change, Stretch.
I would never, ever suggest that, okay? How could you even think that's it?
Even Eon thought it.
Eon, for frag's sake, you know me.
I'm sorry, Stretch. It sounded like you were saying that. Maybe I've spent too much time with Payday.
No, he was. It was weird. I mean, just to short up, this guy hopefully will get us kind of an in, but that won't necessarily. We need to go in kind of looking legit because we have to be there a while.
Or we sneak in and we have this guy here to install a data tap on something for us, so we have access to things, and maybe leave things unlocked, keep an eye on things, and
Maybe
help
just
us
a
get
copy
through.
of his card.
But also actively keep an eye out for us, because we have the data set up in such a way where if we don't come out to turn it off, it just goes out. So if we get busted, he might get busted along with us as a security breach. We'll certainly rat him out if that happens, but he will also have his worst fears revealed. So we can get him to do all kinds of stuff for us.
Do we need, like Levett said, do we need to be legit, or can we do this as Shadowrunners?
I think we do this at night. There's way fewer people to see us, and I want to be covered up masked because these guys are hardcore racists, and they might be involved with the people who put my sister away.
I guess my real question is just whether or not we need to get like a cover story and go in there seeming somewhat legit with this guy escorting us, or if we want to go, masked up and sneaky.
My vote's on masked up and sneaking, and we go in the Shadowrunners, and this guy is essentially our backdoor and access key to whatever we ask him to do. And he better make it happen or else.
It seems like the better option, because if we do it legit, that means we'll have to go during business hours, which means there'll be a whole bunch of people in the R&D sector.
All right, then I think this is it.
So it's going to be all up on you, Wata, and see if you can essentially get us to own this person's soul based on what we have on him.
Let's see if that we can stick to a plan past the point of contact.
All right,
yes,
well,
What's that mean?
give me like 3 days to work on this, and then we'll go talk to him. Just I'm used to being kind of big and scary, but I feel like this needs a little bit more of a blackmail tactic.
Sure, sounds good. And hey, as far as your magic goes, is there any kind of extra thing that you would want focus-wise?
Yeah, I definitely could use an upgrade, but I don't think I have the attention to do it right now. Yes, we'll talk about that. Absolutely. I think that'll be cool. I've always wanted tattoos. Can you do tattoos? No, if not like a really cool necklace or something would be great.
Good with metalworking.
All right,
I've never really tried a
metal-
tattoo before, but it might be fun.
A cool ring or something would be good. Yeah, or like a new pair of earrings, that'd be awesome.
Maybe I'll watch a couple of videos on how to do tattoos.
I just look at Throwback and Payday and back to Elric and like, tattoo. Can you draw?
I really want to see him do a tattoo.
Can I draw?
I've noticed how you draw.
So how many days is Wata going to wait before she tries to get in touch with this guy?
Just 3, because I'm actually going to learn intimidation.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I
Then
whip. Sorry, that moment I basically find like a piece of paper and a pencil and just very quickly scrawl out a picture of let's say we'll make it it's Throwback on his wheelchair, and standing next to him is Wata smiling, and in between them is Eon behind, sort of doing that peace sign version of thumbs up that Japanese they always do in the animes and stuff.
right.
That sure is a drawing.
Sounds like an artisan roll of some kind to see how good it is.
I assumed Cliff was already way ahead of me.
Yeah, I got 5 hits, and I have the inspired artisan quality, so
Wow.
It's pretty darn good.
All right, Stretch. You can draw.
I guess I usually build stuff.
You do. You usually build stuff. I've never saw you draw before.
All right. Well, it was Monday the 24th. On Thursday the 27th, I guess Wata is more intimidating.
Yeah, I was going to try to save that for another point of edge, but It's fine. We're gonna be intimidated.
I like the idea that you just watched a bunch of action movies and have been practicing like terrible one-liners in the mirror or something.
No, I'm looking more for like corporate blackmail, like very like scary.
Oh, so it's not like tiger face. Arr.
No, I'm already good at being scary, like physically.
Yeah.
Bobby, there's a couple of purchases I want to make. You want to just handle that during the next in between sessions?
Yeah, that's fine. In between sessions, I like to do it that way.
Sure, I'll come up with a list.
Anybody going with Wata, like Leroy is physically imposing, or is
Okay.
Wata soloing this?
No, she'll go with whoever wants to go.
I'll tag along.
And I think with at least 3 people going, I'll have to be the one driving.
And I have my own vehicle?
Yeah.
You have a single person car or motorcycle.
Yeah.
We have a car.
Oh, you have a car?
I actually have a Yamaha Growler. I think we found it since last time. You did that, right?
Oh,
Chris?
that's right. Your dirt bike. Yes.
If Elric's going, you need to be bringing that kabuki mask with you.
High fashion gas mask.
You might like that, right?
You know what? Frag. Yep, I'm going with my fancy duds and my gas mask. As long as I'm in a vehicle and we're not like stopping and wandering through a mall or something.
Remember, he's into geishas, so Kabuki's like right up his alley.
Yeah, I'm gonna look intimidating as all hell with my big fancy pointy shoulders and Oni-looking mask.
Look at it. It's got really angry eyebrows.
And oh yeah, I was Can we say that we've been able to have Throwback put a voice mask thing in it? I think there's this upgrade that gives you a bonus to your intimidation limit or something.
Sure, as long as the availability is reasonable, then that's fine.
I'll look here. I should look for.
So are we just going up to this guy, or are we like kidnapping him out of his house, or where's
Yeah,
this conversation happening?
That was going to be my next question. What's your plan of attack here?
That's Wata's call.
It'd be fairly easy. We can watch him a little bit and see kind of what his schedule was. Does he have a family or anything?
Yeah, wife and a daughter.
Wife and a daughter. Okay, so he lives off site then.
Did I
Yep.
get an address in the dossier?
Yes, you have an address. He lives in a place, sort of an apartment complex on the east side of Columbia in the Heathwood district. It's a middle to high lifestyle, but this particular area is the apartment complex is actually a housing area for Cypress security.
Okay, on that note, we'll catch him in the act. We'll go beat him
Yeah.
at the casino.
Let's go knock on that bee's hut. So we'll just hit him hard the night of then, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. Just talk to him when he's going to do it. Just maybe cut him off, or cut him probably after. We'll catch him on the way out. We'll just wait by his car or something.
Yeah, get him after. I don't want to involve the working girl on this.
Yeah, she might as well get paid. We've all got debts.
We could have find Elric a girlfriend inside. So he gets over that the prudeness about that porn or whatever.
Yeah, sure. I think I'll wait outside and wear the scary mask and we talk to the guy.
All right. Well, you guys are fortunate that on Thursday nights is when he tends to make a visit to the casino, the Golden Geisha. This is actually anybody who has gang knowledge. I think Leroy does, don't you? Can roll it.
I have like games of chance.
I thought
You
you
say
had
games or gangs?
gang, Gang.
Yeah, I got a bunch of that.
Yeah, I don't have any gangs knowledge, but it was a casino, right?
It is, sure.
Got 4 hits on gambling.
And I got 5 on gangs.
All right. Well, Leroy, you definitely know that this is a casino. Gambling happens there. If you'd like to gamble, I guess.
Is it cards, dice, mix?
This offers all sorts of stuff, lots of slots, but it's your typical kind of casino. The gang knowledge roll was to let you guys know that this is actually a small part of Columbia that Throwback knows is a small part of Columbia that's controlled by the Yakuza. The Yakuza is trying to make some ends in Columbia because Columbia is starting to grow, and it's a very small part of Columbia that they control, but they're looking to, expand their control. So
We should be on our best behavior.
Yeah, this casino is certainly owned by, or at least connected to the Yakuza. But you guys are hanging out in the parking lot, correct?
Yep.
All right,
I think so.
you know about he's pretty regular with his schedule there, so you know when he's coming out, and you can see him, James Thomas, leaving the Golden Geisha Casino at about 10 p.m. that night. He's walking to his through the parking lot to his vehicle.
Oh, Wata will just walk up to him. Sorry, what was his name?
James Thomas.
James. She'll just wait till, kind of wait for him near his car and then catch up and meet him. Hey, James.
Hello?
I heard a little secret about you.
He kind of furrows his brow and says, do I know you? Do I know you?
No, but I know you. And I will, I assume we got pictures of his wife and kids?
Yeah, you have a whole dossier, yeah.
Oh, what is this going to, check to him through AR? Just, a quick transfer request and just, post up a electronic paper picture of probably his wife, if we have that, and daughter, I assume, a family photo. And then also, some of the naughty acts that we have pictures of him doing.
He says,
I'm going to watch him carefully, and if he bolts, I'm going to try to have a held action ready to throw up a barrier in his path.
He says, what the frag? Who the frag are you?
I'm someone who's unfortunately got some really good pictures of you.
Where the frag did you get this? Who are you?
You can call me Miss Pink. Never mind that I'm orange.
Why are you even talking to me? What are you doing here?
Well, I need a little favor. I need to pay a visit to a place that you work at, and you're going to help me do it because otherwise these pictures are going to go to your family and your boss. And
holy frag, you cut right to the chase, don't you? Jesus.
Well, I'm not here to flirt with you, and you've kind of already got your jollies for the night, so I'd rather just get right down.
Oh, my. He takes a look some more at the stuff, and he says, mother frag.
I know, right? It's amazing what the internet can do for you. You should really invest in BlueData. They have a great security package that might help with this.
He is none too pleased by your, joke. Not a joke.
Elric is just dying and laughing inside. He has to take off the mask because he's having trouble breathing.
I lean over to him and was like, when she started off like that, I didn't think she had this in hand. But, unorthodox method, for sure.
There's a group of people laughing and coming out of the casino, and he suddenly realizes that he's kind of, out in the open and in public, and he says, look, we can talk, I guess. But can we, is it a quieter place?
Sure, absolutely.
I prefer, do you have a car or something, or?
Oh, I think I got a van around here. Hold on.
Oh, boy.
But no. She's just, is there a back alley or something like that we can go to that's just out of the way?
There is this part of Colombia that you're in doesn't have a lot of alleys exactly. This casino is kind of in a former strip mall area, and okay. But there's you could go behind a building or something that would be probably fairly quiet.
Oh, she'll send should be like, you know what, here's my phone number. Why don't you call me before you get home and we'll discuss the deets. And you're gonna do it, or I say you're gonna regret it.
He furrows his brow and he says, I don't necessarily like the idea of us parting ways without dealing with this particular issue. But...
Yeah, that kind of sucks for you, but that's how we're gonna do it. Don't worry though, if this works out, maybe we can get you a little bit of money instead, and then you come out with a profit and a bunch of dirty pictures about you.
All right. It's going to take me about 30 minutes maybe to get home, so...
Yeah, you might want to stop and get a drink or something. You're not looking very composed. You don't want to go home like that. Definitely wipe the lipstick.
He purses his lips and furrows his brow, and he says, fine, I'll call you in about 15 minutes.
Okay.
All right, he gets in his vehicle and he leaves.
So yeah, we'll report it to the team. Go get a vehicle. He's going to call us in about 15 minutes. What exactly do we want him to... But he seems he's going to be doing. He'll do it. He'll be fine.
That was awesome.
Give me an intimidation roll, by the way. I want to have an idea of how that impacted.
Without any modifiers or anything like that, I just got 3 hits. I probably have something for plausible evidence or something from the data packet. But...
Yeah, hold on.
I think Leroy and Elric were standing there, right, with them?
I was in the van, basically watching it.
Okay.
And I was going to come out and step out, but she had things well in hand, so she didn't need someone else to spook him when they were running away.
All right, give yourself +2 for the evidence, certainly.
That gives me 4 in total.
Okay.
Well, I guess my idea was we'd use him to to, he would let us know when there's going to be a night he's going to be working as a night guard there. We can coordinate our distraction with that night, and then when we go in, we encounter this guy, and instead of setting off the alarm, he lets us go by just fine and helps us keep an eye out for things, and generally tries to make it sound like nothing's going wrong with security as we're going through. And of course, backing him up by having Eon and Throwback make the cameras make it look like we're not there, right? So then we can go in and do the thing. Maybe he'll have some ideas on how we might get access to the elevator, or maybe we'll just have to, tap our wires into that when we get there. But it's going to be in his best interest for us to get in and out of that facility without getting caught. Because if we get caught, he gets caught. And the data goes out, of course. So we can really use him a lot. Of course, the question is how much we can lean on him before he decides that we're just too dangerous and he's going to betray us. And so, I don't know, Wata, did you get a good read on him?
What do you mean?
Do you think he's likely to go along with this, or is he more likely to do some other form of damage control?
He'll probably go along with this. We'll find out in 15 minutes if he calls or not.
In 15 minutes, you get a call.
Hey, James, how you doing? Well, then that whole Blackman thing.
Yeah, it could be better. What exactly do you need? This kind of information could ruin my marriage. It could lose me my job. I'm willing to play ball here, but what are we looking at?
So what we need is to get on site, completely not be noticed, make sure no one knows we're there, and just put, I think, a little camera somewhere. It'll be fine. Be quiet, super quiet. If everything goes really well, you get your pictures, no one knows who's there, no one gets in trouble. It'll be awesome.
Even at night, I'm not the only person that's there.
Yeah, but as long as we can stay on the same path, maybe we can be sneaky, right?
I work the front desk. That's good, I guess. I don't know what you're trying to do, but working the front desk, I can get you in the front door.
Let's start.
Because that door is definitely locked at night. All of them are. Depending on where you're trying to get, though, I'm being the front desk. I watch the cameras and I watch the door, and any employees that are coming in at night, I check them in and check them out.
Perfect. Well, I think what we mostly need from you is to be let in the front door, to quote unquote watch the cameras, and let our security that I'm bringing in, my Matrix professional, maybe to tap into one of your terminals there close by. You have a back office or something in the room down there? Mm-hmm.
There's offices, yeah. I don't have a lot of, if you're trying to get onto the host, I don't know how they secure that.
That's okay. Don't worry about that. Just get us in the front door. We'll get started there.
Okay. I guess I don't know if I should ask this, but where are you trying to get? Because that matters.
Ooh. Do a judge intentions versus composure?
Sure, judge intentions.
Yeah, 5 hits.
He doesn't seem to be trying to draw information out of you in a nefarious way. He seems to just he's asking. So
okay, I'm going to I assume we've all been sharing the map that they've created. So it's probably got a little pinpoint in it. This little red dot of we're trying to go here. So a lot of we'll just throw a quick. We'll send some type of location to that, whatever the name of the room is or something that on that map.
Sure. But I guess at the end of the day, are you indicating to him that you're trying to get into the data facility? That's what.
Yeah. Not necessarily exactly where we're going, but just that we're trying to get into that room or that building.
Okay. So at that mention, he says that part of the building, that's still secure. There's a whole nother security guard. I don't know that I can get you into there per se, but look, I've told you what I can do. I can get you in the front door. I can maybe get you access to a terminal that would maybe give you more direct access to our host. There's not a lot more I can do beyond that. We have like I said, other security here and dogs, but that's what I can do. That's all I can do.
You also happen to have a list of who's working that night.
Usually I don't have that information. I know who. No, they don't really tell us that kind of stuff. That changes all the time, honestly. In fact, I'm not always there at night. I'm not there at night for the rest of this week. I won't be there again until Tuesday.
Well, we're not really on a tight timeline, but I'm just saying, if you happen to see me, say hello. We'll say, I don't know, the code word is what? Darlene? Then you'll know.
Darlene? That's going to be your code name? Your name?
Yeah, Yeah, you can call me Darlene Pink.
Am I expecting you on Tuesday night then? He's like starting to like look a little, he's more nervous, like he doesn't know what to expect.
I don't know about Tuesday. I'll let you know. So just keep your ear to the phone.
Okay, Darlene, I'll look for a message from Darlene.
Yeah, there you go. That'll be helpful.
You're not gonna, next week is not too late, is it? You're not gonna, please don't give anyone that information.
No, we're gonna be good friends, right? As long as you do what we ask.
You said something.
And then we're going to have a serious talk about your matrix security. And seriously, why do you have pictures like this? Why did you
I don't know where the frag those pictures came from. It's probably those Yakuza, those Yakuza frag.
You should probably, like, maybe just get a handy in the car next time and not going into, like, the casino.
Yeah, thanks for the advice.
Never trust you.
Yeah, that's the last time I trust those. He's about to give a racial slur and then he stops. It's just,
yeah, you know,
I'm help. You said something about...
You wouldn't have this problem, right?
You
you might still have some problems. Adultery's not very nice. Your wife really could do better.
You said something about money? No, forget it. Forget I asked.
Would that have been easier? Would you have taken a bribe? I'm new at this. I'm just curious for the life.
Look, I gotta get home. I'll look for a call from Darlene,
right,
okay?
Yeah. Darlene, wait for call Darlene. Yeah.
Throwback just whispering, hang up the phone! Hang up the phone!
All right, he hangs up.
Oh, I beat you.
You always got to hang up on the GM first.
You just pulled him on how he would have compromised himself.
Yeah, she needs to
learning experience.
Periodic survey of her targets, you know.
You've been chosen for.
Yeah. Do you
There's
mind
no
answering
reason
a
we
quick?
can't have a good working relationship.
Do you mind answering a quick couple of questions after you get intimidated here for quality assurance?
Yeah, calls back with like an automated voice. Like, we have 5 questions. It'll take 3 minutes of your time.
Last but not least, how likely on a scale of 1 to 10 would you be likely to sell out one of your friends to us in exchange for being let up?
Please rate your blackmailing experience.
Would you recommend a friend question? I mean, like that's really the only one that matters in the survey, right?
All right, so it sounds like because he's the front desk guy, we're still going to have 2 guards to deal with in the tunnel. We could possibly reduce that to 1 if we time it with shift change. It sounds like we will have the cameras potentially.
Oh, let me clarify for you. I feel like these are details that you would have written down, so I'm not going to make you roll any kind of test to remember this. At night, there's only 1 security guard in that hallway.
Is it on the data storage side or is it on the front side?
It's on the data facility side because, presumably they'd want them to be closer to the
important stuff, yeah.
Well, to the elevator, which requires extra level, requires a security personnel to get anybody down in there.
So I don't see any way around having to take the guy in the hallway out.
Yeah, just spin a jammer in there, pop him, and get in the elevator.
Yeah, we can even use James as a way of luring him to us and get the surprise on him.
All right, I'm going to give Z-Trip a call and see if I can't set up that other distraction.
That sounds friggin' easy at that point. Spin a jammer in there, pop the guy, and this elevator might be a problem. Take the hard way.
I don't know if there's a hard way. But I think
Pop at the bottom. Go.
Oh, wow, that's really hard. How am I going to... No, we'll get it.
Levitation magic, my friend.
I'm going to, unless you have a particular interest in role-playing it, I'm going to cut to the chase. Z-Trip would be willing to... You're wanting him to just set up with some of the Neon Discord gang members, group members. You want him to set up some sort of a just distraction outside, right?
I want them to do some techno vandalism kind of nearby, close enough to where like their cameras are going to get caught in the blast radius. It doesn't look like an attack against them. Like you're just messing with stuff in the area.
Right. So he'll say that without payment, because that's what you were going for. He says as long as you're not asking them to go inside the
direct no,
then they're willing to do just create some general nuisance. They don't have a problem with that. They can help you out with that. Just they'll be on standby. You give them the word. They'll help you do it with that.
Yeah.
I'm basing that entirely on the fact that Z-Trip has a interest in this and your loyalty with those guys.
Yeah, but all I want is for the guards to be looking that way when we're going in.
Right. So he can help you out with that. Yeah.
Great. I'll let you know what day it is. We have an idea, but we're not sure yet.
So,
Probably going to be next week sometime.
excellent. Sounds like you guys are really putting a plan together.
Yeah, I think this is going to go real smooth.
Famous last words.
Cut the 15 minutes in the building. It's on fire. We're running for our lives.
Oh my god, I've had to kill so many people today.
Where did the mer people come from?
God damn it, this is James's fault.
All right, so that was October 27th. You guys are presumably going to be going in on October 31st on Halloween. No, never mind. It'll be in
Excellent.
November.
Yo.
It'll be in November because you said it would be after Tuesday.
Oh no, if Tuesday is the 31st, and if we have the option to do this on Halloween, we have to do this on Halloween.
Yeah.
Especially for the distraction of the technos, right? He said he was working Tuesday. That would be perfect.
Oh, definitely.
Well,
Happy Halloween,
Monday
friends.
is the 31st. He said he's not working until Tuesday.
Oh, okay. So it'll be November 1st.
He's got to trade shifts with somebody. We got to make this happen.
We have blackmail on him. Make him trade.
We'll go get his HR guy. We'll blackmail him. Get him to shift switch.
Just so that we can wear fun Halloween masks during our run.
Yeah.
So let me notate.
It's going to say high threat response is going to be slower because of all the crazy direct going on all over town.
We could wear dead presidents masks. It'll be great.
I already have a mask to wear.
I'll be Dunkle's in.
That's what we can do. We could get one of those giant costumes, and like you could be the head of Dunkel's on, and I can be standing behind you, flapping his wings.
Oh yeah, one of the celebration things, like the big long ones.
For a moment, you might have thought that we were getting a little bit trench coaty, and then Halloween comes up and wearing Halloween masks during a run.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for listening. This show would not be possible without the generous support of our patrons over at Patreon. If you want to help support the show and keep things going, then head on over to patreon.com/complexaction and consider giving us some support there. Helping us out gets you access to certain thank you rewards that we like to give all of our patrons, not the least of which is the opportunity to possibly join us on one of the cast party episodes and talk to us about the show. But if any way you'd like to support and help us out is absolutely wonderful. There were several NPCs and organizations which were provided by patrons of Complex Action early on in the development of the show, and in this episode those were BMW, submitted by Scott Flowers, the Golden Geisha Casino, submitted by Robert Smakman, and Cypress Security Services, which was given to us by Cassie, Levett. Thank you guys for supporting the show. The character art seen on our YouTube page and various other social media places was done by Ethan Brewerton. Check out his awesome Shadowrun artwork at esbrewerton.com. The background music in this episode is brought to you by Prism Shard. To hear more of his Shadowrun-inspired music, head on over to soundcloud.com/prism-shard and give him some love. The Topps Company Inc. has sole ownership of the names, logo, artwork, marks, photographs, sounds, audio, video, and or any proprietary material used in connection with the game Shadowrun. The Topps Company Inc. has granted permission to Complex Action to use such names, logos, artwork, marks, and or any proprietary materials for promotional and informational purposes on its websites, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with Complex Action in any official capacity whatsoever.